could rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I didn't notice you got red shoes on.
Good evening, everyone. Linda, can you call the roll, please?
Councilor Mark Hammer.
Here.
Councilor Darrell Thomas.
Here.
Councilor Stacy Langdon. Here. Councilor Veronica Pedro.
Here.
Councilor Cody Eckert.
Here.
Councilor Adam Cohen. And Councilor Dave Murray.
Our next item of business is public petitions and comments. Do we have anybody that has anything for us other than on the agenda? Okay, hearing none, I'd like to call Scott up for recognition of the City of Greencastle by the State Indiana Cooperatives Invasive Management.
Thank you. Putnam County Removes Invasive Plants is a nonprofit organization, also known as PC-RIP, came together about 2 years ago when folks like Jenna Neese, Sarah Campfield, Allison Lear, and others met to discuss ways to improve stormwater quality and ways to have a quick public impact to meet our MS4 community public education and public participation goals. There's a growing awareness of the impact invasive plants have on soil quality. Invasives are non-native plants that tend to spread without propagation or encouragement and tend to create a monoculture, which is where other plants are not as likely to survive under their growth. This last aspect is what degrades the soil, causing it to erode easily. As I've noted in City Council, noted to City Council in my staff reports, invasive plants degrade soil quality, which leads to soil erosion, and erosion or sediment is the #1 pollutant by quantity in our stormwater, so it's important to control. We had heard of the State of Indiana Cooperative Invasives Management Group, or SICM, between PC-RIP and SICM, a nonprofit group to help organize local volunteers and train them in invasive plant identification, appropriate eradication or containment techniques, and volunteer event management. Our regional specialist is Amber Slaughterbeck, who has conducted several workshops for us, as well as city and county staff and others involved in property management. Our group, PC-RIP, gets together on the average of once a month to safely and appropriately remove invasive plants from public or nonprofit properties in events we call weed wrangles. We require the owner to have Amber do an assessment of the property, which is non-binding on the property owner, but it allows us to document the impact we're having on invasive removal or the spread of certain species. This year, SICM recognized PC-RIP for its ongoing effort to remove invasive plants through our regular weed wrangles. So is that the funniest sentence
Yeah,
of the whole
that's
presentation? Good. We're sharing this plaque with communities throughout Putnam County that have supported our efforts. At this time, I'd like to invite a few of our members who are present this evening to present the plaque this month to Mayor Bill Dorey and the Greencastle City Council. We have Allison Lear, Linda Hunter, Jim Woody, and Greg Rourke has also been very involved with our group. So if we could have those folks come up very quickly.
Where do you want to come out there? Yeah. The light.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. You're going to be in the picture. You need to move. Take her photo bomb.
Quite colorful things on this evening.
Rabbit ears.
Daryl, you could photobomb.
Sitting in there. Last one. More.
Okay. I will tell you guys, we removed the invasives out of our woods at home. Now we've got Borel's and neighborhoods all over the place. So if you
All
want to
right.
enjoy your own property,
Good guy.
Well, thank you, and certainly we appreciate
Yes, thank you.
the volunteer help that's
Weed
provided,
hunters.
across the community and our partnerships with other communities across the county. Thank you. Again, next item is special requests. Linda, do we get any last-minute ones come in? Okay.
How about that?
Next is department reports, and before I invite a couple department heads up, I was at an event last evening, and several people there were very complimentary of several of our city operations, so thanks for the great work, and appreciate the good service to our community. So, Greg, I think you wanted to come up and share some information about the new camera system in the park? By the way, while Greg's walking up, the Civic League and Parks Department and a wide range of volunteers have it decorated nicely, so we would invite the public, as well as any members of council that haven't been through, to visit the park for the Festival of Lights. So Greg, go ahead, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you. As you're aware, due to the generosity of councilors Stacy Langdon and Dave Murray, we have installed security cameras in Roban Park, and it is now fully operational as of about 4 o'clock this afternoon.
Oh.
So we're excited. Honestly, we hope we don't have to use it very often. We hope it turns into a deterrent to decrease the number of incidents that we have within the park system. But it is quite amazing what they've been able to do. And I'll just show you a sample of it from my phone. This is all live.
That's great.
We have 12 cameras.
That's great.
That's great, yeah.
We can go back. We can capture anything that may have happened overnight.
Good. Oh, okay. That's great.
And then
Excellent.
if there's a serious incident that requires the police department to have the ability to capture it, it comes from the main hub, which is in the band shell storage room, and they can put a flash drive in, capture it, and take it with them back to the police department. So it's got a large memory. It's kind of like a DVR. It records and records and records, and eventually the oldest recording will be deleted so that it is able to provide more space for ongoing videotape capabilities. So
How long?
excited.
How long can you store all 12 cameras?
That I'm not sure.
You're going to find out.
I'm gonna find out. Yeah.
It's 3 days or a week or whatever. Yeah.
Right. And it's rather significant. I just don't have an exact figure.
Okay.
So, anyway,
Greg, eventually we want to do this at Big Walnut, right? I mean, we want to expand it and hopefully have security in all our parks, but
absolutely.
it's a great start, and yeah, it's wonderful.
Starting point.
Yep.
Right. Okay, thank you. Appreciate all of your support.
Thanks, Greg.
Thanks, Greg.
Just another side note on the cameras, we had an incident where somebody hit one of our fire hydrants and knocked it over, broke it off, and through the security system at DePaul, their camera picked up who hit the fire hydrant, and so now we'll be able to make a insurance claim or get it taken care of by the person who drove off and
They
didn't
drove
report it.
off after clipping off a fire hydrant?
Yeah.
Ooh, there must have been some pretty good sized damage to that car. Either they're driving a tank.
Do we have any
Thank you,
other
Stacy, and thank you,
department
Dave.
heads?
Even though Dave's not here, thank you to both of you for that.
Do we have any other department heads that want to say a few words, or does council want to call anybody up?
I have something. Were you going to talk about Tom's reception?
Go ahead, because you're...
We're going to have an open house for Tom Sutherland next Wednesday from 4 to 6. As most people know, he's moving on to a different job, and we want to wish him well because he has been here a long time and he is beloved by many. And hope people can come by. It's at City Hall, 4 to 6 on Wednesday. feel free to bring things to say, or, think of things to roast him about, or give him a hard time.
Lori she's been kind of chairing this for us, and she has a number of things planned for the afternoon, so.
The longer you stay, the more ammunition.
More excited
the
I'm
more
gonna
jokes
be.
and stories and
More likely
history.
I'm arrested.
Okay, anything else? Okay, department heads are free to leave this evening and enjoy the rest of the evening with their family. Quick reports. Please take the opportunity to also drive through Roban Park during the day. We pretty much finished up the Phase 1 improvements. Obviously, because of the late season, they'll be back in the spring for reseeding and probably some final finish grading. US 231, the patching is done for the winter, but the contractor is on call, so if we should have some problems, we can contact NDOT and get that taken care of. We are working on adding a web page to our website that we can post updates and people can refer to, and NDOT can feed us information that we can post as well. We did get the small business assistance contract signed, and they're looking for an employee to fill that position to provide small business assistance to our our business community. We're in the process of finishing up our utility budgets. The funding is all squared away for the YMCA. That's been taken care of. Linda got that all organized and taken care of just before Thanksgiving. The Next Level Trails project surveying work continues and is getting closer to being completed. And we're still waiting on the grant agreement on the land and water conservation grant. The stormwater ordinance is, I would say, about 95% there. We had a meeting this past week and just have to do some final adjustments. And I think some of you know we've been waiting on a proposal from Duke Energy to swap out our street lights with LED lights. If anyone wants to take a look at this, Cloverdale did this last year. We will get a rebate of about $22,000 plus or minus. They're refiguring it because the number of lights they found was a little different than the initial proposal. But the monthly cost will be about $4,300 versus our current $7,500. But probably more importantly, we'll have fewer outages around the community. So that's important. And then Totson Sewer, engineering work continues on that, and then we will be contacting the property owners in the next couple of weeks. We have the letters all ready to go to them to ask about information about their septic systems, sewer connections, and things like that. So they'll be getting some information from us in the mail so we can continue on with the engineering. So be happy to answer any questions.
How long do when the sewer goes online, how long do the people that have septics have to hook up to the sewer?
We're not sure yet because we don't know what we're dealing with up there in terms of, are there septics behind the house, in front of the house, and things like that. So once we get a little more engineering work done, we'll be able to answer those kind of questions. Okay, Linda?
I think you probably, or hopefully you all saw or got a copy of the State Board of Accounts audit report. So it was pretty non-eventful.
Non-eventful.
It was really good and very positive. She doesn't want to brag, but
No, it was excellent.
Yes.
it's excellent.
So had that. Something that's going to happen next week here at City Hall,
Besides Tom's retirement.
besides Tom's retirement. So on our Christmas tree here, the colored lights, right now you can see that we have decorations that were put on by the Be Nice, Be Kind. Monday, we should be getting from the Humane Society tags where you can come into City Hall and you can take one, and they're asking to buy gifts for the animals at the Humane Societies, like collars, leashes, treats, snacks, and all that. So I think that I have 4 animals at home, so I think they're going to be giving this year to the other animals at the Humane Society. So Anyways, so we'll have that here at City Hall. I think there's also going to be a tree like at Tractor Supply and that places, but it's a way for the Humane Society to get things kind of stocked up. So that's going to be, we'll have a tree here at City Hall, so you can come in and take a tag and go from there, so that's all I have.
I just wanted to, the park is beautiful. I went through there on Sunday evening, and it was really nice. They've done a really nice job, so I want to thank the Civic League, all the volunteers in the community that came out and hung lights and got it ready to go. And also just wanted to comment that 231 is much better than it's been for a long time, and I hope that it just lasts through the winter until we get to spring, and they can start the construction. So I'm encouraged by what they've accomplished so far this fall. So, and I think that's about it. And the street, I've noticed some street lights out. I know this time of year it's always when it's really gloomy and dark and everything else. There's a lot of
We just submitted a list of about 30 to Duke for
good.
replacement.
Okay.
And by the way, if people see one in their neighborhood, they can go on our website. We have a link to Duke's website, so they can self-report if they see one.
Right. So just go to the Greencastle City website and find the link there.
And a ham and a shovel.
So I think that's it.
Nothing?
Nope.
Later tonight, we're going to appoint someone to the Putnam County Community Foundation Board, and I just wanted to publicly thank Jeff McCall for serving 6 years on the board. Outstanding appointment that we made. He has done a wonderful job. He is currently the president, will be going off, but serving in some kind of capacity after that. But just want him to publicly know how much we really appreciate all his hard work and what he's done for the foundation and for our community.
Here, here. Thank you. That's glad you thought of that.
No report.
Nothing to report? Okay. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is the minutes of our regular session of November 10th, 2022. Entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes as presented. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions? Okay. Next is approval of city claims, and Mark was in earlier today to review those.
Okay, so we've got direct payables, $149,988.09. And in there, of course, are a lot of utilities, and we've got a lease payment for a police car for $7,745. Aligned Civil Engineering for $55,604, which I assume is just a lot of the engineering work that's gone. There's like 7 invoices, a total of $55,604. Duke Energy, of course, is in there. That's just a normal bill at $15,381. So that'll go down when we get those LED lights installed. Republic Services, a total of $44,345. Metronet for $3,728. So you can kind of get a gist of what's all in there. It's just a lot of repetitious bills and things. We got, I think there's a workman's comp claim in there, I believe, not a claim, but a workman's comp balance due. I'm looking for it. I'm not seeing it right offhand, but anyway, I think it's in there. And that's just the balance due after the audit was performed. So makes up the $149,988. Pensions total $18,508.84. Payroll $511,591.32, and regular accounts payable of $195,481.37. And so included in some of the highlights there, we got a new server for City Hall, which was $6,370. Quite a few various claims on the park that total quite a few, getting the pool closed down and things like that. We've got, here's the workman's comp. I'm sorry, it's on this one, $8,251 for workman's comp. So we've got another Aligned Civil Engineering over here for $16. Can't read my writing. We've got stormwater ordinance for Christopher Burke Engineering, and that's for $2,115. The attorney has a couple of larger claims. The legal documents that she has for the year, I believe, for Thomson Reuters, $3,432. Another one for recodifying our code for $2,442. We've got emergency medical products for fire department that total $1,831. Our cyber liability insurance policy, which is a one-year policy for $24,571. There's another $6,445 to Impact Rescue for the fire new equipment and tools there. There's Main Street Greencastle annual contribution there for $3,500, as well as the Chamber of Commerce for $2,500. We've got a general obligation bond payment for $51,800. We've got $3,815 for park and pool, and I believe those were for chairs that were purchased much earlier this year.
Yeah, they finally did come.
Okay. And we got some new tires for police cars for $3,133. So that's kind of the high points of the regular claims. And so the grand total is $875,569.62. And with those, I would move for adoption of the claims as submitted.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second to approve the claims as submitted. Is there any further questions or discussion? Hearing none, please indicate your approval by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions? Okay. Next is old business. We have 3 items of old business. The first item is second reading of ordinance 2022-15. This is an ordinance amending the Greencastle Planning and Zoning Ordinance by amending the zoning map. And for the benefit of the public, this is the little corner out at the corner of Tennessee Street and State Route 240 being rezoned from professional business to XD mixed density, and for the potential development of some additional apartments there. So I will entertain a motion to approve on second reading.
I so move.
We
Second.
have a motion and a second. Is there any further questions or discussion? Hearing none, please indicate your approval by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Next is ordinance number 2022-16. This is an ordinance establishing election districts for the city of Greencastle, Indiana, Putnam County. And again, this is second reading, and for the benefit of the public at home, we did have to rebalance our council districts. There will still be 4 council districts, and the remainder of our member of councils will be at large. And we did have, basically the districts are roughly the same as previously, but they were adjusted around some of the edges so that they were almost nearly equally balanced in terms of population. And Lori and her team worked extensively on that, so I will entertain a motion to adopt ordinance 2022-16 on second reading.
I move to adopt ordinance number 2022-16, establishing election districts in the city.
I will second that. Did anybody have any feedback in regards to the 1 member at large versus 3 member at large?
Nope, none.
Okay, I had one person, an elected office holder in the county, that said they were surprised that we were staying with 7, and that was the only feedback I had.
The feedback I've
Got a
had,
few thumbs up.
I've received messages of support to stay in 7, so.
Okay.
I cornered a former mayor. He wanted 5.
5 at large?
5 altogether.
Could happen.
Wally, did you have a question about the redistricting? Because you and I played phone tag, and I know you had some questions about it. Are we good? Okay. Okay. All right.
Okay, any further questions or discussion?
I think I got all this.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor of adopting ordinance 2022-16 indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Cat is
And our
Any abstentions?
The highest number we have is Ward 1 at 2,478 population, and the smallest we have is Ward 3 at 2,440. So you can see how balanced that is. So hopefully we can keep these lines for more than just 1 or 2 census times.
The ordinance does pass with a vote of 4
Sorry.
to 1. Next item of business is the appointment to the Putnam County Community Foundation by the council. So I think Stacy was spearheading that for the benefit of the council.
Putnam County Community Foundation does so many wonderful things for our community, and we get to appoint someone to the board, and like I mentioned earlier, Jeff McCall is coming off the board. We asked publicly for people that would be interested. We bounced around possible ideas, and one of our council people came forward who has a passion for this work and said, hey, I'd really like to serve on the board, and that was Dave Murray. So he is not here tonight, but I would like to make a motion that Dave is our appointee. I think he will do a great job for us. He has been involved with the foundation, he and his wife, for years, and I think it would be a wonderful match to put him in there.
I will second that. I think that's a very good choice, and I'm very happy that that he was willing to serve and brought his name forward.
Okay. We have a motion and a second to have Dave Murray serve as the council representative to the Putnam County Community Foundation. Any further questions or discussion? Hearing none, please indicate your approval by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions? Okay. Next item is new business, and we have 2 items of new business. The first is ordinance 2022-17, an ordinance amending the text of the City of Greencastle, Indiana zoning ordinance and subdivision control ordinance. Whereas the City of Greencastle replaced its zoning ordinance and subdivision ordinance in November 28, 2022, whereas it is desirable in the city's best interest to amend the zoning ordinance and subdivision control ordinance as indicated below. Now therefore be it ordained by the Common Council of the City of Greencastle that it is hereby amends the following sections of the zoning ordinance and subdivision control ordinance in the Greencastle City Code to read as follows. Zoning ordinance. 1. Section 2.13, Central Business District. B. Special exception uses, commercial uses to add hotel. 2. Section 2.21, land use matrix under commercial uses, under hotel in CB or Central Business District, add as a special exception use. Under commercial uses, auto-oriented uses, large-scale hotel, CB special exception use. All other terms and conditions contained within the zoning ordinance shall remain in full force and effect. This ordinance shall have full force and effect upon passage of the Greencastle Common Council and its approval by the mayor, passed and adopted with the appropriate date and signature lines. So, Scott, do you want to provide a brief explanation?
Sure. From time to time, the city is approached about the possibility of developing a hotel downtown. This is currently, however, not permitted in the Central Business District and is different from second-floor residential use or short-term rentals or Airbnbs. The matter was discussed on public hearing at the November 28th Plan Commission meeting, and after 30 minutes of discussion, with no one coming to discuss the matter, nor comments received from the public prior to the hearing, the Commission recommends adding the use as a special exception in the Central Business District. That means that any hotel proposal would have to be reviewed and approved as a special exception by the Board of Zoning Appeals after proving that it is not, among other things, injurious to public health, safety, etc., meets the appropriate development standards, will not permanently injure other property or uses in the district, and is consistent with the character of the district. So the Commission, the Plan Commission, recommends approval of the ordinance amendment after giving consideration to the following. The comprehensive plan. We noted that the Greencastle Comprehensive Plan land use objectives 1 and 3 promote land use consistent with Greencastle's small town character. and facilitate safe and efficient pedestrian and vehicle movement throughout the community. It also supports the Growth Management Objective 4, which encourages the investment and redevelopment in the downtown. The second item, current conditions and the character of current structures and uses in each district. And we noted the downtown vibrancy has grown to the point that there is a demand to provide overnight accommodations downtown. The third, the most desirable use for which the land in each district is adapted. It is desirable to provide overnight accommodations in the central business district area. Fourth, the conservation of property values throughout the district. This has the potential to enhance shopping, eating, and entertainment opportunities in the central business district. And finally, the responsible growth and development. We noted that the central business district development standards can adequately guide any new construction or building reuse.
Any questions for Scott? Hearing none,
It's a
I'll
great idea.
entertain a motion to adopt ordinance 2022-17 on first reading, and then this will be back before the council in January.
I would so move.
And I'll go ahead and second as a member of the Plan Commission as well.
We have a motion and a second to adopt ordinance 2022-17 on first reading. Are there any further discussion? Hearing none, please indicate your approval by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Scott. Next item of business is Resolution 2022-17, a resolution authorizing transfers made to eliminate inactive accounts from the City of Greencastle chart of accounts and transfers for the City of Greencastle. The Common Council of the City of Greencastle, Putnam County, Indiana, hereby authorizes the following monies to be transferred from inactive accounts to active accounts, so the inactive accounts can be removed from the City of Greencastle chart of accounts. So I'll kind of read these across. We're going to read the fund number, the fund title, the amount, and then the fund number, fund title, and amount again that they're being transferred from and to. So from Fund 228, Economic Development, $19,878.09, to Fund 444, Edit, $19,878.09. Fund 243, State Grant, $38.90, to 274, Police Grants, $38.90. Fund 243, State Grant, $270.48, to Fund 245, Rainy Day Fund, $231.58.
Typo.
I'm sorry?
Those need to be the same amount.
Oh, I'm sorry.
231.58 is the right amount.
Oh,
Sorry. 270.48 is the total.
Okay, we'll get that corrected. Next, 247 Hazmat Grant Fund, $24,795.79. Transferred to 245 Rainy Day Fund, $24,795.79. 264 PEG Access Account, $1,423.18. Transfer to 245 Rainy Day Fund, $1,423.18. Fund 270 Fire Department Service Charge Account, $8,542.82. To Fund 245 Rainy Day Fund, $8,452.82. Fund 276 Tree Grant, $683.59 to 201 MVH, $683.59. Fund 426 Cumulative Capital Fire Equipment, $203,676.64. To Fund 249 Lloyd Public Safety, $203,676.64. Fund 412 FEMA Countywide Grant, 82 cents. To Fund 249 Lloyd Public Safety, 82 cents. Fund 471, Community Rec Center, $5,862.82. To Fund 403, Park Non-Reverting Capital, $5,862.82. Fund 635, Sewage Debt Service Reserve, $899,217.34. To 608, Sewage Improvement, $899,214.34. The following, Common Council of the City of Greencastle hereby authorize the following transfers for the City of Greencastle. These first four are basically to balance out our last community crossings grant based on the final invoices. Fund 203, MVH restricted, $84,901.33. To Fund 283, Local Road and Bridge Grant, $84,901.33. Fund 444, Edit Sidewalks, $79,398.63. To Fund 283, Local Road and Bridge Grant, $79,398.63. Fund 444, Edit Drainage, $34,563.28. To Fund 283, Local Road and Bridge Grant, $34,563.28. And Fund 283, Local Road and Bridge Grant, $15,493.50. To Fund 271, TIF, $15,493.50. Then the others here are end-of-the-year transfers from Fund 204, Salaries Aquatics, $7,051. To Fund 204, General Repair Funds, $7,051. Fund 204, Salaries Aquatics, to $3,104. To Fund 204, Aquatic Center Repair, $3,104. Fund 204, Salaries Aquatics, amount $2,340. To Fund 204, Gas and Oil, $2,340. Fund 204, Salaries Aquatics, $10,005. To Fund 204, Chemical Supplies Pool, $10,005. Passed and adopted by the Common Council of the City of Greencastle this 8th day of September 2022 with proper signature lines. So Linda, I'll let you provide the appropriate explanation.
Well, I'm sorry you just are kind of now seeing this because I don't know if you all realize, but today's the earliest that we can have city council. So it's kind of hard when we're trying to get to the end of the year and we have it the earliest we can have it. But the first part of this is, I don't know if you all remembered, but starting next year, we are going to get a whole new accounting system and a whole new chart of accounts. So we'll be going to 4 digits. And these here are all funds that were here and have had a balance before I was clerk treasurer that we have never used, never touched, except for Cume Capital Fire Equipment. And several years ago, we decided we would no longer have that fund. And so that's the only one that's been active here since I've been clerk. But these are just old funds that have been out there that have carried budgets or balances every year. So I'm asking that they be moved to these funds. The Cume Capital Fire will go to Public Safety Lit because that will kind of be a down payment for the new fire truck that's been ordered. So it really pays for about a third of the new fire truck. So it's kind of helps us out there. We haven't really put anything in rainy day, so I thought a lot of funds could go here. I think the reason we have these is things either in the past got paid out of the wrong accounts, or we had a little bit of excess money left over when we got these grants and those items. So I thought rainy day might be a nice place to add those. And then the Community Rec Center, currently the Parks Department doesn't have anything in their Parks non-reverting capital, so I thought it might be nice to give them a little balance in case something comes up for that. So that's the first part. The second part, like the mayor said, was we actually did not spend all of our local roads and grant money, so we had to give them a little bit of refund. And so, but we also needed to take some others out of the account to get that account to zero. And then the final part on the parks is, I have to go through and get all the budget line items balanced. These were items that I could not do within the section of supplies because they'd overspent a lot of their supplies, so we had to take it from another line item, which I took out of personnel. So that then gets the parks budget balanced for the year. Anybody have any questions?
It's a little, go ahead, Cody.
Linda, can you explain more about the Fund 283, the local road and bridge grant, and the edit dollars that are going over to there?
Well, we actually had the mayor went through and figured out all the different funds for that. So we actually, we refunded, had a refund back that we thought redevelopment was going to pay for. So the money going back to TIF is the refund portion of what did not get spent.
What happens with that, Cody, is we applied for the Community Crossings Program, and we have to provide a 50% match on that. So we got a grant for a little over $700,000. The actual amount of money we got was less than that because they give us 50% of what the bid comes back as. And then we underspent what the contract was when we did the final quantity adjustments. And so we ended up having to send back about $41,000 to NDOT. And then these are adjustments so that the allocation across the projects and the funding sources balance out.
Gotcha, thank you.
Will we sometime in January get an accounting of all the year-end funds that include these monies too?
Kind of. And the reason I say that is the general ledger report that you would go through and look at is like 1,000 and some pages with all the accounting of these.
Okay.
So you can come in and go over them with me.
No, well, I was just, some of these accounts look like they've got exciting year-end funds.
Yep. But, yeah, so I will give, at the end of the year, there'll be a one-page summary of all of the items, and you will see.
You're going to cut down 1,000 pages to one page,
It'll
huh?
be up to, it'll be 2 pages. And then what it will do is, it'll show these items zeroed out.
Okay, well, I've just looked, rainy day fund, that's important to us at times. What kind of a balance at the end of the year are we going to have in the rainy day fund? Or
it's all right.
others in here, same way, the local option income tax, public safety, there's,
I can tell you right now, but it's pretty high right now because we also take into consideration that we just got the bond for the YMCA that was $14.1 million and all that, but right now we have about $60 million in the bank.
well, I know having been through this process and
Yep.
another situation, it gets exciting sometimes when you have an account that's got 82 cents in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
does that include the 82 cents? Does that $60
And
million?
you got one that's got
Yeah, it does.
$203,000 in it. Yeah.
We
Yeah,
haven't put
those-
money in the rainy day fund for a while.
We have
So
not
this
put-
is something that,
That's $35,000 that are going to the
is
rainy
good, yeah.
Because we don't have tons of money in the rainy day, really. I mean,
Okay.
But we keep a lot of money in the other funds to start the year off, so. But yeah, you'll see a report, and then I have to do an annual report, and then you can also look back if you want. Daryl, you can see all the financial information in the audit report, which it came to your city email, but I could send you the current reports to your current one.
You've answered my question.
She can send you the 1,000 pages.
Yeah, that's,
glad to send you that.
I have a hard time with 30 that you sent me.
Somewhat circumstantially related to this, what is our timeline for moving to the new accounting system?
It will be about a 9-month process,
Beginning
starting in,
January?
it starts in January.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah, it's a long process to get it all, and everybody trained, and everything, but so what we'll do is we'll be doing it the old way, the way we do it all, and then as we're doing it, they'll start switching stuff over, and then we'll get training, and so.
We could be keeping 2 sets of books effectively for a while
Kind of, I guess.
Kind of.
Kind of, but not really.
in software.
In their world. And then since we're talking about software, our new Civic Plus clerks thing where we'll be voting and monitors and things changes, that's going to happen in probably the first quarter of next year.
Right on.
So that is in the works. And we're starting the implementation of that. So
Thank you.
lots of things next year.
Okay, I will entertain a motion to adopt Resolution 2022-17.
So moved.
Second.
I just wanted to comment that, I mean, when, like, the last 4 were from Fund 204 to Fund 204, but that is the Park and Recreation Fund.
Yeah, it's all with the
So,
Park and Rec.
so the line items are different numbers, but the fund it's going to is staying within 204. So it's, to those that are following at home, they may say, well, they're just moving money from one pocket to the same pocket, but we're not. So we're moving it within line items.
Because we are required to have like 5 sections. So we have this in each fund, we have personnel, then we have supplies, then we have other charges, capitals, and then debt service. That may be 6, I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyways, you cannot, without council approval, I cannot move personnel monies into supplies and the other things. But within a fund, I can
You can change it.
changes,
Yeah.
but I can't jump the classification. So that's what
Right.
that park one is.
Because that's personnel versus supplies and other
Right.
charges, so.
And they didn't have enough other line items and supplies to balance it out, so we had to pull money from the personnel section.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other additional questions? Hearing none, please indicate your approval by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions? Okay. That concludes our business for the evening. Unless anybody has any other comments, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn the meeting. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Rear.